Hello, this is Evan Doran for Castellar Investments, LLC. I wanted to take a moment to address some of the questions that I get asked from time to time. Incidentally, I'm the Director of Investor Relations for Castellar Investments. I have been since 2012. I absolutely love it. We are providing invaluable services, and I'll get into exactly what those are in just a moment. So the questions that people usually have for me are essentially who, what, and how. We'll start with who. So you know us, we're a provider of investment consulting services. We work mainly in the real estate realm. And one of our key groups of partners are builders. These are usually small to mid-sized companies that do residential renovation projects. If you're a fan of HGTV, for example, or A&E, any of those house flipping shows, those are basically the folks that we work with. In fact, several of our builder partners have been featured on those shows. The other main group that we work with are our investors. These are typically private individuals. These are not equity funds or venture capital firms or anything like that. These are people who are seeking better returns for their investments. And when I say better, I do mean generally higher interest rates and better returns financially, but I also mean better quality returns, safer investments, more consistent returns, as well as simply making more money on their money. So next, the what. Well, as I mentioned, our builder partners are primarily doing residential renovations. They buy property below value, repair them, renovate them, build them out, end up with a much nicer property than they started with, and sell for a profit. It's fairly simple. When most of us think of financing the purchase of a property, we generally think of banks, of a mortgage. For this kind of development, bank money doesn't really work. If you have ever purchased a house, you know that the paperwork for a mortgage can be inches thick in some cases. Having to wait on that process does not enable our builder partners to bid competitively on some of these properties. And that's where the opportunity for our investors comes in. Using private investor money, even though it's more expensive, builders pay a significantly higher interest rate to our investors than they would to a bank. It's faster, it's easier, it enables them to bid more often on properties, and it enables them to do more business. So our builder partners get the funding they need to execute the renovation process, and our investors, of course, get what investors are looking for, which is to turn their money into more money. And they can do it safely, easily, and conveniently with the absolute maximum leverage of their time, which, again, is what investing is all about. Lastly, we'll look at the how. So as I mentioned, our builder partners are purchasing, renovating, and selling properties. Our investors provide the capital for them to do it. And between the builders and the investors are all the same legal agreements and legal instruments that a bank would employ while making a mortgage. From the date of the purchase, the investor receives regular interest payments. And of course, when the project is finished and the property sells, the original principal balance and any remaining accrued interest is paid back to the investor. Everybody wins, and on to the next one. So that's the very, very basic overview of exactly what we're doing, who we're doing it with, and how it works. If you have any other questions, please visit www.castellarinvestments.com. If you're not watching this on the Castellar Investments website, we'll put a link below the video in the description to get to the website. When you're there, please do enter your name and your email on our investor list. You'll receive real-time updates on the projects that we're currently fundraising for. You'll receive updates on projects that are ongoing. And you'll basically just kind of get to know us, get to know private lending, and see if that's a vehicle that makes sense for you. It usually takes a lot less to get started than most people believe. So please enter your email. And of course, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us on the Contact Us section of our website. Once again, I'm Evan Doran for Castellar Investments, LLC. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I hope to personally be able to work with you to find an investment opportunity that is a good fit for your individual investment style that moves you toward your financial goals. Take care.